my honor and privilege and excitement and joy for the first month as officially the senior minister of Unity Church of Carlsbad to introduce a Carlsbad homie. What are the chances? Talk about divine order. If you don't believe in divine order, the chances that a young lady can grow up and graduate from Carlsbad High School, go country line dancing here in North County, start a family, start a career as a teacher, move to the middle of the buckle of the Midwest Bible Belt to Kansas City, Missouri, to go to seminary at Unity Village, become a Unity minister, serve gratefully and faithfully 2 Unity churches up in Northern California, and end up right back where she started in Carlsbad, California. Please join me in welcoming, let's read it together, Senior Minister for Unity of Carlsbad, Reverend RevRobynPlante.
Oh, thank you, Tina. Okay. Wow, what an intro. Well, thank you, Jack, for reminding us about the heart of Christmas. I was in the mall this week, and Santa's looking pretty young these days. I don't know, how did that happen? You know, Kris Kringle with no eye wrinkle. Well, I've really been enjoying the lights, you know, and all of the sparkly things, the tinsel, the glitter, the sequins, the indoor lights, the outdoor lights, the winking lights, the light like the bat signal on the on the houses. And it's a reminder for us too that as the holiday preparations speed up, may we take time to slow down, to attend to that inner light. Did you get a chance to do that this week?
Yes.
Good. That inner light where creation is stirring. That new dimension of your spiritual nature, of your Christ nature is stirring and growing to be known, to be born in this world. Can you feel something stirring? Yeah, sometimes we can't put a name to it, but there's this energy that builds, that kind of gets our attention. Yeah, so this is happening right now. So we come together in consciousness to hold the light of faith for greater peace, love, joy, and unity to come forth and reign in our hearts and in our world. And even when, by the world of appearances, it may seem like there's not enough love, or it may seem too difficult, we see with the eyes of faith and recognize and attend to the holy birth, because nothing can stop the birth of the holy. And the Christmas story tells us that. Jesus, baby, born into tumultuous times, this great light in humanity so profound it must be divinity. So nothing can stop the birth of the holy in you, in me, in all of us. So we hold to that truth today. So we are in our 3rd week of Advent, and I'm going to ask Betsy to come up and light our candle. And this is where we use our power of imagination. That we have these candles burning here to remind us of our spiritual qualities of hope and faith and peace and love growing within us and in the world. So how much love can you give? How much love can you take in? Our daily word today mentioned forgiveness as a way to clear that inlet and outlet of the heart so love can flow And so in a little bit, we'll close with a forgiveness meditation today. So I believe that we all want to love more. We all want to let our love light shine, right? Has anyone said, I don't want to love, I'm not loving? No, we all want to love more. So what gets in the way? What stops us from being more gracious, understanding, accepting, forgiving? Do we sometimes hold back because we undervalue that gift? Or we think, oh, it won't make a difference. That's where I like to remember this quote by Betty Reese. She says, if you think you are too small to be effective, you have never been in bed with a mosquito. You have the camping experience? So I love this because it points out what spiritual teachers have said throughout the ages. Mother Teresa, we can do small things with great love. It's not about how much we do, but how much love we put into our giving and what we do. And when it comes to love, we always have some to give and share. Because it is a power. It is our very nature. And this is one of my favorite quotes by Teilhard de Chardin. That someday, after mastering the winds, the waves, the tides, and gravity, we shall harness for God the energies of love, and then, for a second time in history of the world, man will have discovered fire. And that's the kind of fire that burns through any illusion of separateness. It's the kind of love that transcends personality, which we like or don't like. It transcends circumstance and situation. It is not quick to take offense, nor does it keep a record of right or wrong. So the Christmas story reveals this kind of love, right? We have Mary, the young girl, so in love with God and so trusting and willing to be part of a larger story. And she really takes in that message from the angel Gabriel that, Mary, you are so loved. You have been chosen to birth the Holy. And she accepts her divine assignment, right? She doesn't argue. When we get a divine assignment, what happens? Oh. Mary accepts hers. And this love, we see Joseph, an older man, resisting this love. But then deciding to choose again, higher wisdom, to be part of a larger story of love unfolding. So we too are part of this larger story of this divine love unfolding in humanity, in the world. If we choose to be part of that story, we can harness that love and amplify it. So metaphysically, symbolically, Mary and Joseph are aspects within that we have inside here. And our Mary aspect is the place in us that is forever innocent, pure, trusting, loving, untouched by the outer world. The place where we carry the Christ that is pregnant with possibility. And Joseph represents our intellect that can sometimes argue with spirit, but is able to pivot from the narrower view of the intellect to a wider perspective of wisdom. And this quality, this Joseph quality, also transcends the ego and helps us to understand and cooperate with our divine assignment. So conception, gestation, manifestation is a divine pattern that we too have to bring forth new creation. And the Christmas story is our story to conceive that greater love, to nurture it, and to deliver it out into the world. So how much love can you receive? How much love can you give away? So one man chose to give in a small way that ended up making a huge difference. And maybe you read about or heard on the news the story of Brad Keeler, the owner of a donut shop in San Diego in North Park. And one of his customers wrote a negative online review about his shop. And she wasn't complaining about the quality of the food or the service. What she chastised him for was for letting a homeless man sit outside the shop. So he kind of pondered this for a bit and then decided to respond to her publicly. And this is what he said. I understand how you feel. It's not easy to look at. I know I'll probably lose some business, possibly yours too, because of my choice not to chase him away. But I won't. He's not looking for handouts, and he tries not to bother anyone. And if you stop and talk to him, maybe you'll come to like him too. So this story went viral all over social media, and Brad got so many new customers coming in, and his regular customers, and so many people asked him, we want to help, how can we help? And so a GoFundMe account was set up for Ray, the man who was homeless. And guess how much money people contributed? It was $5,000 for Ray. And so Ray said he would use this for food and medicine, and he had a dream of owning his own apartment. And I was so moved by the generosity, because that's what love does. When we give in love, it just goes out on its own. It expands. It's like that raises everyone to that tone of love. And what touched me the most about this story was what Ray said about this. He said no one had ever stuck up for him like that in his whole life. Can you feel the healing power of that? Yes, he received the outer, but can you feel that something was healed with that gift? So this is the kind of love that our co-founder Charles Fillmore spoke of, that love that heals and harmonizes, the pure essence of being that binds together the whole human family. And Jesus' ministry was all about love, wasn't it? To love, accept, include, forgive. And nothing clogs the heart like resentment and regret. And it's interesting that Christmas and the holidays can intensify our emotions and bring things up that we thought we were finished with. Have you noticed that? There's a lot of emotion around Christmas. The Christmas we had back in, 1992, that was so beautiful that we want again and can never quite get there. Or the Christmas we always wanted, or one that just was so special and now it'll never be again. So if this is at work in your field, in your heart right now, just, be tender with it and recognize that. And if there's something there, resentment, regret, disappointment, all it takes is the willingness to release whatever we've been holding that is an obstacle to greater love. I love this from the 51st Psalm. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Isn't that a great affirmation or command? Let's say that together. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. So this week I learned that my former husband made his transition a couple months ago. And though we haven't been in contact for many, many years since he moved back east, it was very strange that things came up. That a mixed bag of remembering good times we had, because there were some good times, laughter. And also sadness of what we could have been, who I could have been, had I been more conscious. And things that I thought I had let go of. Irritations, disappointments, regrets. Oh boy, they got to come up and visit again. So I had the opportunity to do some forgiveness work. Because as long as we're alive, guess what? We have that forgiveness work, and we can use it as a spiritual tool to keep that heart open. So I realized that as I was doing this work, that all forgiveness is ultimately self-forgiveness. What we did, we wish we wouldn't have done, or what we wanted to do but didn't do. What we said that we wish we wouldn't have opened our mouth, or what we wanted to say that we never said, or even what we knew or what we chose to ignore. So to keep our hearts clear and that inlet and outlet of love to flow out and love to flow in, we're going to close now with a self-forgiveness meditation. So if you're willing, I invite you to let this just be a gentle cleansing process. To let go of whatever is ready to be released. And so you may wish to close your eyes and take a breath. Allowing your mind and body to relax and letting go of any areas of tension. Just seeing them soften. And you may wish to put a hand on your heart, knowing that God lives in your heart and you are living in the heart of God. And in this awareness of wholeness and sacred oneness, we know this is a safe place as we are held in the highest love. And I invite you to let these next words be the silent words of your own heart as we remember to breathe. I now fully and freely forgive myself for not knowing any better at the time. I now fully and freely forgive myself for any pain I feel I have caused. I now fully and freely forgive myself for not doing what I said I would do. I now fully and freely forgive myself for any harmful thoughts, words, or actions against others. I now fully and freely forgive myself for any harmful thoughts, words, or actions against myself. I now fully and freely forgive myself and release all guilt, shame, blame, and regret. I forgive and I am forgiven in all directions of time. I offer this on the altar of my heart to be taken up and transformed by the Holy Spirit to heal what needs to be healed, so I may reclaim the fullness of my light and divine expression of love in this world. With a grateful heart, I say thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Amen. And so when you're ready, you can open your eyes and just bring yourself gently back. And know who you are as love, loving, and loved, now and forever.